Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with Comic Haul. I had two different groups from a haul today. I went to the Peddler's Mall the other day, and then I also had some pickups. My LCS does comic auctions basically 24 hours a day on Facebook, so I'll pick up a few things here and there when they have a good deal, and then I'll swing by the shop and pick them up usually on Wednesdays or Fridays and pick up whatever new comics they have. Lately they've not been having any new comics, so there I am. But I've been getting most of my new comics on pre-order through mycomicshop.com, so it takes me like an extra week or so, sometimes 2 weeks, before I pick up all the comics everybody else has, on Wednesday. But every now and then I pick up a same comic day, new comic come out. So most of these are usually back issues. So to start with, we got Sensational She-Hulk number 30. They were running $2 a comic, and they had 4 or 3 comics across the board, and it was $2 a comics, or you can shout out board and get all 3 for $5, which, I try and stay around $1. On back issues, I try, unless it's a run I'm trying to fill or a specific comic that I'm going after that I'm going to have to hunt for. So if it's just like, I see it and I grab it because I think it looks interesting, then I usually don't want to pay more than $1. So $2 is pretty much a maximum for me when it comes to back issues that I don't really care about necessarily. But Sensational She-Hulk, I just thought this was a pretty cool cover. It's got the demonized version of the Green Goblin, and it says, "Oh, come on, I didn't plan for you until Halloween, haha." It says Jennifer's day goes up in smoke. So I just thought it was really cool. I love the purple on it. I always like the purple shorts, the Hulk with the purple shorts. So I really like how it had the purple and the green. I like how that goes together. I think it's perfect for the Hulk. So in the same board was this Robin comic. It says 2 of 5, so it was like a short run. But I just thought it was pretty interesting. I like how Robin doesn't look like a little kid. He looks kind of older. And I just thought it was pretty cool, and everybody's shooting at him, which, Robin ain't bulletproof. I mean, he's really hoping for some stormtrooper accuracy here. He's got 1, 2, 3. I think that guy's holding a bow and arrow. That guy's got like a remote control. I don't know what's going on. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys with guns shooting. Plus, we have some bullet angles. I don't even know where these are coming from, but they're like dinging off the building. So he's got, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 different. And look at this guy. He was so good. He shot in between Robin and the guy he's saving, like right in between. So I'm telling you, he really got lucky there. I just thought it was an interesting cover, and he looks like he's a little in over his head, but with 10 people shooting at you, I guess you would be. I mean, he doesn't even have his elbows covered or his head. He's got just a little... Anyway, good luck, Robin. In that same board, which I liked these 2 covers. There were 2 of the main reasons, and I don't think I have it, but I also picked up Journey into Mystery, like 256, and it was a Beta Ray Bill cover with Sif. So I got that for my son, so he's a big Beta Ray Bill fan, but he's already snagged it, so it's gone out of the pile. Sorry, y'all. You have to check out his haul videos to find that. But in with this same board, the 4th item was this one-shot. So I'm not usually a big Fantastic Four fan. I like The Thing. I think he's pretty cool. But the rest of them I don't really care that much about. So I thought this was interesting because it was a one-shot, and usually my LCS doesn't really put up too many one-shots for sale on their comic auctions. So I was very happy to get this as a one-shot because I was like, well, shoot, man, I don't have to invest in a Fantastic Four run to enjoy this comic. So I'll read it, and if it's any good, I'll keep it, and if not, it'll go in my A-OK pile or my contest pile. Probably going to have a contest coming up. I'm almost up to 250 subs, so when I hit 250, I'll do a 250 sub contest. here's the last one that I picked up off a Facebook auction. And I got it. This was, sometimes they're really quick impulse buys, so I wasn't quite sure if this is what I wanted, and it wasn't. I thought it was number 2, but I couldn't see. And they don't do, they're real quick. They're like, oh, there it is. Okay, do you want it? Who wants it? You know, and it's real fast. And in fact, me and someone else had bid at the exact same moment, or tried to claim it the exact same moment. And actually, they were going to give it to the other guy. He was like, yeah, let him have it. And then when I realized it was number 7, I was like, because I wanted number 2. I have number 1, and I figured, well, I'll pick up number 2. And I really liked him battling the apes. I thought it was pretty cool. So, there's that. Now getting into my, this would be my Peddler's Mall haul. So here is Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine and Nightcrawler. I got a huge run of Marvel Comics Presents in that big haul I had from my Not So LCS in the, I think it was the last video. So I haven't shown all those yet, but I got lucky and picked up a bunch of the Wolverine and Nightcrawler runs, and also some of the Wolverine and Venom runs, which are getting harder and harder to find because people are snagging them up for the Venom. But I like this one, the Sam Keith cover. There's no denying that. You know, he certainly has a unique art style. I don't know that I like it, but it's always different and interesting, very cartoony and exaggerated. So anyway, so there's Sam Keith, and some I enjoy collecting them, but some of them are pretty rough. And in fact, I like this one. Although Nightcrawler's hand looks kind of goofy, but you know, as keeping with this style, these are the flip book ones. You gotta flip them over. Some of the earlier ones, this is number 108. So Marvel Comics Presents number 108. But the earlier ones, they had a wraparound cover. But this is the flip book design. So in order to get it, you gotta flip it around. And it came with Ghost Rider and the Werewolf. And I just thought this one was absolutely perfect. I absolutely love this one. And it's got a pretty cool Thanos story inside. So I really like this cover better. Usually when I put them in my box, I always put the Wolverine covers first, but I think I'm going to do this cover first. I just love it. Me and my son were talking when I picked it up, and I was telling him, I said, that's the face I make when I have to tell you to do something for a third time. I'm like, why? Just listen to me. And he's like, but if I do it this way, I'm like, no, just do it that way. Yeah, so that's it. This one we have Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine and Typhoid Mary. It was Marvel Comics Presents number 111. And the flip book on that is also a Ghost Rider cover, and the Werewolf and Thanos. So I guess that must have been a kind of a wide story arc, and then it also says an Infinity War crossover, so that's pretty cool. Try and collect the rest of that little arc. Should be pretty good. As you all know, I've been collecting the Superman Unchained, so I'm trying to collect all the variants. There's a lot of them. There's like 30 something books for a 12 book run, so it's crazy. Here we have Superman Unchained number 1. This is the A cover. I did not have this one. So it's the Jim Lee cover. I was really excited to have that. I think it looks great. Just really, really nice. Just real nice. I like kind of when they draw Superman a little bit on the younger side, but not. I like Superman to look pretty much like he's perpetually in his 30s. I don't care for the Smallville type look where he looks like he's in his 20s. I think that he looks a little too naive. And I don't care for the older man look either, where it looks like he's in his late 40s or 50s. And when I look at that, I'm thinking, well, you know, how much longer does he have? You know, is he really going to win this fight? But I think when he's solidly in his 30s, he knows what he's capable of, and he's going to get the job done. And you can trust him to do something right, but maybe that's just me talking, right? So then I also picked up the director's cut, and this is for $1 each. I couldn't believe. Actually, I think the director's cut might have been $1.99. It's a nice thick one, and it's a director's cut Superman Unchained. It's funny to me because both the DC and Marvel were doing these director's cuts around the same time, and they also had the same. You know, if you look at the Joss Whedon run of X-Men, not Uncanny. Astonishing X-Men, they had a director's cut. It's very similar to this, where the bottom was colored, and then from there on up, it was black and white sketch. So it's funny how they did that kind of the exact same way for this one. So of course that's also a Jim Lee cover because it's the same cover, only uncolored. So it's pretty cool. I didn't even know that existed. So like when you go to buy the usual run of these and look at all the variants, this isn't included because as a director's cut, it kind of gets its own little section. And then here's number 6, and I'm pretty sure that this is the last one I was missing to have the story. So now I can start reading the story. This is Superman Unchained, number 6. Looking good. I'm pretty sure that's the A cover also. And then for my steal of the day, I don't know if it's I don't think it's my oldest comic book, but I think it's one that it's the biggest comic book I have. So this is a Golden Age sized book. Now technically, if you want to get real technical about it, Golden Age, it's going to be around mid 50s or so. This one's a 59. This one's from 1959. But I just want you to, I hope you can appreciate how nice this cover is. I mean, the corners on it are clean. Look at how there's no staining. The colors are bright. They pop. Everything's sharp on it. Usually that Dell logo is beat to crap or chewed apart. It looks great. It's from September 1959. Now, when you get the book open, I don't know if you can see it real clearly, but if you look on Bugs Bunny's cheeks a little bit, there's some like discoloration, like a little like lines here and there. That's cracking. This book is brittle. I mean, super brittle. I am amazed, and you should have seen like the packaging it was in. It was in a Golden Age bag, but it had a current size board on the back of it, and it just looked like it was about ready to fall apart. I was shocked that it stayed together, but it looks really good for a 10-cent Dell comic from 1959. It's fantastic. I'm kind of worried to read it because it was so just handling it to rebag and board it. Could really tell how brittle it was. But I'm really going to enjoy that. I've got a couple of other Looney Tunes and Popeye comics from around this same time. Those are really the only 10 centers that I try and collect because you can collect there's a bunch of 10 centers out there, but most of them are pretty ragged out and beat up, and I try and get ones that are still in pretty good condition, and then something that I would enjoy looking at. So I really like this one, and I love that he's kind of smiling, So the subject matter might be a little offensive these days. I didn't think about that, but in any case, I enjoy it. This is Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. I forget the exact issue number, but it's in there somewhere. It's in the publishing page, but it's pretty neat. So anyway, that was my big steal of the day. I enjoyed that. Hope you all did too. And this has been great. I just really have enjoyed collecting all these comics and getting to show them off. It's funny, we have people come around all the time, not all the time, but whenever we have guests over, if you will, family members and things like that, and people come over, and my wife, she's real supportive, and she enjoys seeing the excitement on my face when I get these things, and I bring it over, and people come by and they take a look, and they're not really, most people aren't impressed by these things. A lot of guys, they'll have people over and they have like a man cave, right? And to me, when you're a comic collector, you don't really have a man cave. You have like a boy hole. So it's like, wait a minute, is this a kid's bedroom? This looks really too nice to be a kid's bedroom, and they have a lot of nice things, but they are toys, right? And comics everywhere. So, when you show it off to people, it's always kind of a split reaction to me. Some people really react positively and are like, oh, wow, this is really cool. No, this is really cool. And then other people look at it and they're like, okay, well, if I had a, Bud Light sign in the corner and a big man cave sign and pool sticks everywhere. I enjoy that stuff too, but I don't need a room dedicated to my manliness. I much more enjoy this type of collecting. Then, you would get a different reaction. But it's always nice to be part of this, YouTube community, and I know the community lately has had some, division and people and all that, but really this community is super transient, so I'm not getting too hung up on it. People come and go out of here constantly. You have YouTubers that post like 100 videos in 2 months and then you never see them again. And then you have other people that post like once a year, but they're still there and they're commenting and they're watching. You have some people who don't post videos at all. They're still part of the community too. So basically it's just a group of people that enjoy comics and then also have kind of found each other on YouTube. And we've seen some friendships grow out of it, and that's fun to watch too. But I think one of the most fun things for me about this YouTube community is that it's nice to show off things to people that enjoy them. When I have random people come to the house, it's a pretty big split. This is, some people really enjoy it and some people just don't understand it at all. But when you show a video on here, most people get it because that's why they're here. They're here to watch other people enjoying their collection and growing their collection and showing their collection off. And it's nice because when you invest that kind of time and energy into curating a collection, and I think most of us do look at our collection as kind of an art curation or a story curation, but we're definitely not just buying everything we see and putting it in a box. Most people are somewhat picky about what they have. So when you spend that time and energy doing that, then I think it's nice to come across people who are going to appreciate it, enjoy it, and have something to share also. So that's what I get from this community, and I hope you all get that or more. And with that, I'll leave you. So as BUB'S Comics signing off, and when you get done, read a comic book. But if you're going to read a Dell 10 center, be very careful reading it because they're brittle as hell. Thanks. Bye.